Peace. This is a meat and potato sorcery production starring myself, the Water Alchemist, and today's topic for the occult family is insights on Yahweh/Jehovah. With that, let's get into it. Here is the gnosis, and let me be crystal clear. Yahweh is not a creator God. Let me say it again. Yahweh is not a creator God. And I know that this propaganda has been out for thousands of years, but he is not. First of all, what does the name Yahweh even mean? The definition of that word is he who is, and we already know that someone will try and take that and connect it to the Tetragrammaton. Let's delve even further. Yahweh not only is not a creator God, he is a storm God. Yes, he's a God, but he's a storm God, a warrior God. There are different and various classifications for gods. Not every god has the ability to create planets and universes. They are designated certain assignments and they're very good at it. Now, who was Yahweh's rival? Yahweh's rival was another storm god. You may have heard of him. His name is Baal. And one thing that the series American Gods got right is that sometimes when people came into different countries or a new land, they had to not only take their gods with them, but sometimes they would have to camouflage them. And we know this in the case even when you deal with Santeria or the Loa or Ifa, or in amongst the Igbos is called Afa. Now, even in African tradition, there has many storm gods. I can give you an example. Now, we all know about Shango, but amongst the people of Benin, what was their country known as a long time ago? Dahomey, which means that is the people who are in the belly of Da. Da is a serpent. So serpentine people were running that. And then what was his name? Jakuta. So we can't think about that. Yahweh was trying to amass power. Jehovah, the motif of Jehovah is that him, El, and Yahweh meshed. And we already know that sometimes that can be a complicated process, but it was done. So it wasn't just done within the last 100 to 200 years. It was done even then amongst the Canaanites, Israelites, Moabites. They would just take certain concepts from a God and mesh it with their own. But Yahweh is not a creator God. And Jehovah, he did play a role in this creation, but it was a minor role. Who had more juice and power than him, and this is going to be blasphemous, was Lucifer. At one time, Lucifer and Jehovah, and the Bible outlines this as well as the Quran, but they changed it. There was an alliance, but Jehovah wanted a bigger role. So he wanted to leapfrog over Lucifer, and Lucifer was not having it. Lucifer was the original Prometheus because he had hope. So in the so-called humanoid, that if you give them the tools and the radiant torch of illumination, they will supersede expectations. And to a degree, that very much is true. So Jehovah's role was minor. Let me use this example. I'm pretty sure many of you have seen the first Underground, Vampire versus Lycan. Now, in that, what had happened was Celine didn't really know about history. Remember, history is written by the winners. And what had happened, the historian said the origination of vampires did not begin with Victor. It began with Marcus. And she was shocked. Yeah, people will lie to have more power. Back then, in the present, and in the future, it is never going to change. And who was the patriarch over everybody? You had Marcus, who was really responsible for the vampire lineage. Then you had William, who was responsible for the Lycan lineage. And who was over both of them was Alexander Corvinus, Lycan, vampire, immortal. Remember, if you don't know the history, that's half the battle is won. So Jehovah or Yahweh knew if they don't really know my Genesis and how I basically wanted to use deception to rule over a people, I will have power forever. And then you will have others. Just like when you look at, let's say you want to work with the Lycans on the astral plane. You can work with Amy or you can work with Marchosius. Vampires, we know about Lilith, or if you just want to say angelic and demonic, you can work with Samael if he chooses to work with you, because Samael is no nonsense. But the point I'm trying to make is Jehovah's not the top dog that you think that he is, and Yahweh, he who is a storm god, and his rival was Baal. And like anything else, you can't have two kings in one castle. It's not going to work, and you cannot have two queens in one castle. Someone is going to have to be the alpha and someone's going to have to be the beta. And that works even in the cosmos. So with that, that is your meat and potatoes sorcery for the day. I am the Water Alchemist. Be water, my friends. Peace.